Hey guys, my name is David. I'm in my third year of addictions counseling, and I'm a certified recovery coach for addictions and behaviors. I run smart recovery meetings, so I'm a 4-point facilitator, and I'm a certified personal support worker. So, what I'm speaking about here today pertains to just addictions in general, whether whether through a recovery coaching, or an addictions counselor, which I'm not. They would use the same method, and that is the cost benefit analysis of using drugs, using alcohol, just substance in general. Or you can apply this to anything in life, behaviors that are not doing you well in life. So if you guys would like to reach me, I will leave my email in the description box. So this one is pretty short, and I have difficulty speaking. I have a voice disorder, so pardon me. When you're caught in the throes of addiction, there's many different things that you would never think of because you're constantly searching out a drug. You're searching out something to stop that pain that you're hiding from, most likely some type of hidden trauma that you haven't confronted yet. And these things are wreaking destruction in your life. So, at some point in which there is something called the stages of change, and I believe I've done the stages of change, and if I haven't, I will. We all go through the stages of change when we finally come up and say, okay, maybe something's wrong. And those are called the stages of change. Like when you decide to, when you don't think there's a problem, that's called pre-contemplation. When you begin to think there's a problem, that's called contemplation. When you start actually thinking of doing something about it, it's called the action stage, and it goes on like that. Then the maintenance stage, and then the terminal phase, and there could be relapse at any time. But there's another one called the cost benefit analysis, and I think this is one of the most powerful tools that when you are in the throes of addiction and withdrawal, and that's just the total destruction that goes on in your life, to see this on a piece of paper, something that you write yourself. Like if I did a lesson right now and showed you, and I could do an edited video where I do that, but I just prefer talking like this. But either if you saw it like on the screen, or if you did your own, which I prefer you would do as homework. Let's take an example of a drug. I'd rather do a drug than a behavior. But I suppose it doesn't matter. I think it's just a more powerful example. So for instance, let's take alcohol. And pardon me, I have to keep taking sips of water here. So what you do is, what are the costs and what are the benefits of this? So I would say the benefit cost analysis. That's how I would just start with that one first. So what are the benefits that you get out of, let's say you're drinking every day. You have 8 beers, or even let's just say 8 shots per day, whatever. Let's say they roughly equate, right? And it's been going on for 20 years. So you draw this up and you'd say, what are the benefits? And then put a line down the middle, the benefits and then the costs. And when you start putting down the benefits, so let's go through them. So number one, I'm just taking this from the top of my mind. So you escape reality. Now, we all seek to escape reality at some point in our lives. And through the research that I did in addictions counseling, it says that people do naturally have always in history seek to escape. It's just a natural inclination, but it can be very dangerous, of course. So people seek to escape reality because you escape reality. And so let's just say you go and you drink you sit down, you're at a pub, you have your 8 beers and stuff like that. How long is that going to last you? It's going to last you what? Maybe 4 or 5 hours. You go home, you fall asleep, and you know the rest. So let's just go through the rest. So you escape reality, you lower your anxiety, you're able to be social. Let's just say like that, those are pretty much the benefits, right? There's not a lot of benefits to using alcohol, to using ecstasy, to using cocaine, because those things are very fleeting. Having esophageal spasms, so pardon me. So when you look though, so you look at a piece of paper, and this is very individual, right? A lot of us are going to have the same things written down, but sometimes we don't. And those are very specific to you. So if I was coaching to you, I would say to write those down and take a look at that, right? So those are the benefits. So those benefits, would you not say, are pretty minimal? They don't last that long at all, right? They don't last that long at all. It just doesn't seem worth it. Now, when I do this on a smart recovery meeting and I show people like this, they're like, yeah, I see, like I show them like on the screen. So let's just say you wake up, here's the cost of it. You wake up in the morning and you have a hangover. It's not nice to have a hangover. And let's just say you drink while you're taking medications, and you're going to feel probably partially overdosed, and it'd be like a super hangover. If you're like me, you woke up in the morning and you remembered things. You're like, oh man, I said that, or I did that, right? Or like your folks or your girlfriend or your friends later say something to you. It's already starting to outweigh the benefits. You feel sluggish, and that may have a direct effect on everything you do that day. Now, it may not last that long. What I mean is a hangover, but if you've been drinking for longer than a year and this has become a regular thing, then this is going to affect every part of your system. It makes you unwell. It affects your organs and your brain. So you may be sluggish when you go to work. You may have been pulled over by the cops, and you may have been thrown in jail. There's another cost. And then now you have to spend money for a lawyer, and you may you may have driven home. You may have a DUI, right? You may have a DUI, and hard time with my throat today. There's a lot of having that DUI, and then suddenly they have to put some sort of system in your car to do like a breathalyzer thing. Man, that's long lasting. People, I know people who have had that, certainly, and it's a big cost. It really is, because some people, you have to get to work, you have to drive your kids, you have to pick up groceries and medications and those types of things. Here's another big one. I'll say 2 big ones. Losing money. Think of the money that you're spending every day on this. Whatever you do, you spend in a bar. And, when you're using alcohol, you may spend who knows what else when you're in that state, right? So it's a noticeable in your bank account, and you may even be gone overdraft, you may be in debt and stuff like that. It's not good. You have trouble with your family. You have trouble with your friends. You know, it's a pretty common thing that when people actually take away drugs and alcohol, a lot of the time relationships start to heal and improve. And I'm not saying that does not always happen. It certainly does not. I'm not saying like that's a guaranteed thing, but a lot of people, that's what happens. Why? Because that behavior is taken away and your true self comes out, right? So I will just like, I don't even really think I have to go on. So to have these things, just to see the balance, you know, like the balance skills like this, right? Right? These are the losses, and like, you know, so here, I'll give you a couple more. And I know this was true in my own life, that when I was around 12, 13, 14, and it really stopped around 15, that I loved skiing. And I go on ski trips with my friend. My dad would take us to the hill and pick, and then my friend's dad would pick us up, and they would switch like that. And I loved going to the hills, and I loved learning skiing. I was starting to get okay at it. But as I started to binge drink and got further into it, interests like that started to really go down. And so, I mean it for a person who's really seeking to get well, who's really taking this seriously in their life. Look at the cost benefit analysis, because it will really help you. Write it down on a piece of paper so you have it there, and it will be very particular to you. I would actually journal and, you know, like have a binder of your recovery, and in that put each one of the things, like the cost benefit analysis, right? Risk ratio. Put that in, and every new thing that you do, put it in that binder so you can go back later. If you relapse, you can go back and look and see, this is how far I've come. These are the things that I've done. Anyways, guys, if you're interested in a recovery coach, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I do have trouble in my throat, some days more than others. It's particularly hard for me at this time of day. It's the beginning of my day. It gets stronger as it goes along, but I'm confident in what I do. And in any case, I'll leave my email in the description box, and I hope that you have a good day today, and take care.